Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Friday. Hello, welcome back to the Victoria Marie YouTube channel where I feature all things scrapbooking and crafting. We are on our weekly Friday live every week for the most part here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. I hope you are ready for the weekend, ready to relax, hopefully, and to create beautiful things. I'm Victoria Calvin for those of you who are new around here. And hey, it's a great day to have a great day. Hello, everybody who has posted in the comments. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay. Let me know if you can hear me. Hello, everyone. Hello, Heather and Paige and Margaret and Gloria. Hello, Deborah. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, Sarah. What's going on? Sarah Swan. So glad that you're here. By the way, if you enjoy this live stream, make sure you hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Gloria, for letting me know that you can hear me. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. That definitely helps the channel and lets YouTube know that you are enjoying the content. And if you are new around here, don't forget to subscribe so that you can be a part of our Friday lives and see other content here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Hey, Fran from Brisbane, Australia. We have people from all over the world joining us today. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Carol and Brenda. Hello, everybody. I'm so glad that you are here. I have a weekend filled with making things, not only for just personal projects, but I got a whole slew of contract projects that I'm working on too. So I'm hoping that today's live will get me prepped and motivated to get some things done this weekend. I don't need that much motivation. Like, I'm feeling really creatively inspired. So I can't wait to get started. Hello, everybody who's just joined us. We are going to get started here in just a second. We're going to wait for some more folks to pop on. Hello. I'm so glad you're here. Hello, Gloria Colston. Hello, Sandy. So glad you guys are here. If I didn't say your name, it's probably because the chat is like zooming up there. So hello to everybody. I'm so glad that you're here. Tell me in the comment section, what do you have going on this weekend with regards to being creative? What are you making this weekend? What are you getting into this weekend? I hope that you are taking some time to yourself to do all the fun creative things if you can. I am working on, let's see, I'm going to be playing with a resin pour project. I've never done resin pour before, and I tried it out yesterday for a project for the American Crafts Design team, and my first round came out a little crappy. So I'm going to use this weekend to learn resin pour and try it all over again. Thank you, Julia, for letting me know you can hear me loud and clear. Awesome. Then I've got some layouts to do for publication. I've got, I'm going to try to work on my little mini room called Sam's Study. For those of you who are into miniatures, like, this is like a new thing for me, and I absolutely am obsessed with all things miniature houses, miniature rooms, miniature furniture, miniature food. Like, I've always been interested in it, and I've always wanted to do one of those kits, and I got a kit last year for Christmas, and then one before that for something else. But anyway, Aubrey bought it for me, and I absolutely love it. All right, some of you are working on the Victoria Marie crop challenges. Exactly. We have a new crop that's coming up at the end of the month, so make sure you guys stay tuned. I just announced the dates for that. It is the 26th to the 28th of February, and I'll be posting registration on the 17th, so look for that. So there's a lot of you finishing up the challenges. A few of you are doing loads. Some of you are working on Easter stuff, Valentine's things, finishing pattern paper organization. The amount of paper is scary. Oh, Gemma, I feel you on that one. I had to actually limit myself in the amount of pattern paper that I actually keep in my stash. I have like a stack this big, and because otherwise it's just off the chain. Project Done and Load, absolutely. I know a lot of you are taking my Project Done class. We've been having some pretty insightful conversations there in the class about getting things done and not feeling, trying not to slide into a slump that usually happens in the middle of the month. So if you haven't checked out that conversation, for those of you who are in my Project Done class, make sure you do. Working on a secret Disney project. Oh, that sounds interesting. Scrapbooking projects, online crop, finishing projects from the last online crop, working on organizing my craft room. Lastly, staying warm here in Arkansas. I feel you on that one. It is super cold here in Texas. It's like 20 something degrees. Now, I do realize those of you who are from cold weather states, you're probably laughing at us here in the South, or it's cold. We had a horrible, I think it was a 100-car pile up with 5 fatalities in the DFW Metroplex yesterday. And it's, when inclement weather comes and we get ice, it messes up our whole entire highway system because we have a lot of overpasses and stuff like that. But I think people get a little bit too excitable when they drive and aren't used to driving. And I mean, we didn't have like this big snowstorm or anything like that, but there was some ice and it caused a horrible accident. So really bad. We're supposed to be expecting some stuff on Monday, but knowing Texas, if it does, it'll freeze. So let's see what else we were working on. Carnival holiday in Bolivia. Fantastic. That sounds like fun. But currently quarantine. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Going to scrap your heart out. Not much crafting for me. Son gets married this afternoon. Well, congratulations to him, Fran. Project done. Snappy's working on that. Lots of project done, folks. Updating the journal. Hey, Angie, what's going on? Kelly's working on project done. Hey, Becky. So glad you're here, friend. So glad you're here. By the way, Becky Adams, if you aren't following her on YouTube, make sure you do. She's got fantastic scrapbook process videos. My scrappy buddy and arm. So make sure you follow and subscribe to Becky's YouTube channel. Love plugging my friends. Michelle said, I told someone last night it has been inspirational beyond scrapbooking. Fantastic. Friday, made it. Hello, Kelly. Ice is awful, even for those of us northerners. Absolutely. Ice is very, very scary. Carol said, saw some footage on the accident. Yeah, it was just insane. It was totally insane. The amount, and it wasn't, and we didn't get anything significant. We just got just a teeny little spit of stuff, and it freezes over and it causes havoc. So, yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. Barb plans to scrap a few pages, make some cards. Lots of folks working on project done. I love it. I love you too, friend. Love you too. Hey, Cindy, what's going on? Good morning. Must be morning where you're at. I'm so glad that you guys are here. We're going to go ahead and get started. I have a giveaway today that I want to talk about, and then I've got a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout that I want to work with you guys on today, or to at least do during the live. It's going to be, I think we're going to do kind of a grid design. So those of you who like grid designs, it is my go-to design for scrapbooking. When one, I don't want to think that hard, and two, I have a lot of photos that I want to get on one layout. Cindy said, oh, it's afternoon. Yeah, it is. Morning, afternoon, Cindy, whatever day it is, whatever time it is. Hello to you. Okay, so anyway, a grid design is usually my go-to design when I want to use multiple photos, a little bit scaled down, and I don't want to do a 2-page layout. I don't always do 2-page layouts, and I know some people do because I like to get a lot of photos on. I'm in the camp of I like to make the photo slightly smaller and try to get as many as I can on a single page. I've always been sort of in that single page camp for the most part. Although when I first started scrapbooking, I did a lot of 2-pagers because I thought that's what you were supposed to do. So that was in my infancy. Okay, so let's talk about the 11,000 subscriber giveaway that I am doing. And can I just say, first and foremost, I know there's a lot of you who have been with me from the beginning. I have been on YouTube for 7 years this year. I started out, with super, super basic, had no idea what I was doing. Tried to film videos on my phone, quickly discovered that you need a lot of storage space for videos on your phone when you're using it. Had to teach myself how to edit videos, how to share the content. I've learned so much throughout the years about becoming a YouTube content creator. And I really feel that while I know a lot, I still have so much to learn. But if it wasn't for this channel and the community that was built through this channel, there would be no Victoria Marie Designs. So first, I want to say thank you to all of you who have supported me over the years, who were with me when I first started out. I go back and I look at that first video. If you haven't seen like my old school videos, like go way back into the channel and check out my very first video. It's a hot mess, but that's where I got started. And the channel has grown slowly over the years. And by the time that I was ready to start Victoria Marie Designs as a full-time business venture, I had about 4,000 subscribers at that time. And now we've grown to over, actually we're at almost 1,500. So I'm a little kind of slightly late in celebrating this accomplishment. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. So I started out participating in scrapbooking groups online, and then decided when I learned that people were doing YouTube videos on scrapbooking, I'm like, that's cool. And then I started watching the videos, and I'm like, I can do that. And I had no clue what I was doing, but 7 years later, I got a clue. So there we go. But I always said, and I've been saying throughout the years, that Victoria Marie Designs would not be what it is today, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for all of you who have subscribed, who have followed me for, as whether you're new or you've been with me since the beginning, who have taken my classes, who were part of the Facebook group, which is now the Victoria Marie Mighty Network, who have supported me when I had to take a slight little break because I had to go back to work at some point in my business venture. All of you who have been there, who've attended my scrapbook retreats, the in-person, who've been participating in the virtual crops, all of those things are able to happen because of your support. And I totally, totally appreciate it. So we're going to celebrate 11,000 subscribers. My goal is to get to 20,000 by the end of the year to bring more people into the community. I do YouTube to build community. It's showing for the money. Let me tell you, this is not like a major revenue maker for me at all. But I am on YouTube because I believe in building community and bringing people into this lovely hobby of ours, scrapbooking. I really think scrapbookers are just the best crafters out there, right? I love our community. I love the fact that, and I'm proud to say that we have been a drama-free community for 7 years, which is fantastic. But I really think that people enjoy it because you can come as you are, all are welcome, and we have a lot of fun and able to share a lot of creative inspiration. And I'm glad that I'm able to teach the hobby that I love and to be in a community with all of you and to have made so many great friends throughout the year. So many of you who have supported me in such big ways. So I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much for your well wishes and your congratulations. I know some of you are like, I've been here for many, many years, and I'm so glad for that long-term support and your continued support. And those of you who are new to the fold, I welcome you. Thank you so much for being a part of the Victoria Marie Scrap Boss community, because we're some scrap bosses around here. We're doing all the scrapping, learning from each other, and supporting one another in this fantastic hobby and our storytelling adventures. So this is fantastic. So we're going to celebrate it today. A couple of things I wanted to mention for those of you who are new, just kind of thinking back in the history of Victoria Marie Designs. So I started this when I was working full time, and I just wanted to do it just to have fun, just to be an extension of my scrapbooking hobby. When I discovered that people were doing videos on YouTube about scrapbooking, at first I thought, oh, people aren't doing scrapbooking videos. And then I saw it, and then it was, you know, the rest is history. And so at some point during that time, I thought, well, I could do scrapbook videos, and that's how it all started. And from there, about, I guess it had to be at least 4 years later or so, when I was exploring starting my own business, I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do at the time. But I knew one thing for sure. I had a lot of experience in education and training in both the corporate and the nonprofit worlds. And I thought, you know, how can I parlay that into a business? I have a community via my YouTube community, the Facebook community, that type of thing. What can I bring to the market that is needed or wanted, desired? And I know for a lot of folks, creative education, whether it's scrapbooking, knitting, quilting, woodworking, fine arts, whatever it may be, people love taking classes and love learning how to get better at their hobby or how to transition their hobby from just a hobby to a business, or maybe doing it as a side hustle, but in general want to learn more about their hobby. And so I started doing research about careers in the creative arts field. And I knew I didn't want to make product, and I knew that I didn't want to make scrapbooks for other people, which I dabbled in that for just a little bit and decided that wasn't my jam. But then I came across creative education, and I thought, you know what? That's it. That's what I want to do. And so the whole Victoria Marie business is built with the foundation of creative education. And so many of you have been along with me on this journey, have taken the classes. Those of you who are my patrons, you get monthly creative workshops, which have been so much fun. We had our first, it was mini classes, and then I changed it to workshops, and we've had so much fun learning and making things, and we're going to continue to do that. I do have a series of weekender workshops that are going to be coming out this spring, so make sure you stay tuned for that. It's kind of like a one-shot, not one shot, but you take the class or take the workshop, you learn a technique, you do a project in it, and you're not committed over a long period of time. It's just for a weekend. So there's going to be a series coming on that. So this whole creative education idea is something that I'm super passionate about, not only because I love teaching, but because I love sharing this hobby. So there's going to be a whole lot more coming down the pike this year going into 2021 with regards to creative education. I'm getting back to those roots after about a year of not really focusing on it. Last year I didn't do a whole lot of creative education, but this year I am in a very, very big way. So in any event, we're celebrating 11,000 subscribers, and I love that the growth was slow and steady, and I love that I have so many of you who are here and who support me and support my family and support this hobby. And scrapbooking is not dead, right? It changes, it ebbs, it flows, and we're all here as examples of that. So thank you for being a part of this community. Thank you for everything that you give, your energy and whatnot. And we are going to celebrate 11,000 subscribers. So with that being said, here's how we're going to celebrate it. I'm going to be giving away 2 eGift cards to scrapbook.com for $25, so $50 total, but $25 to scrapbook.com eGift cards, electronic gift cards, to 2 winners. And here's what you do in order to play and be eligible for it. The instructions are also in the description, so you don't have to write anything down. You can just look at the description of this live video. All you have to do is in the comment section answer the following question, which is, tell me what is your favorite scrapbook design technique and why? Is it layering? Is it distressing? Is it using textured elements on a scrapbook page? Tell me what is your favorite scrapbook design technique. Post that in the comment section. You will have until February 18th to play along, and then on next week's live, I'll announce the 2 winners, okay? We're going to do a random.org drawing, so it'll be random drawing, but if you want to participate, answer that question, what is your favorite scrapbook design technique and why? Answer that in the comment section of this live, and you may be potentially picked to win one of 2 $25 scrapbook.com e-gift cards. So I hope to, so make sure that you answer that question. And I haven't done a whole lot of giveaways on this channel, so maybe I'll do a whole lot more as we move on. So make sure that you play along so you can potentially win one of those gift cards. And thank you so much for your continued support. We're going to continue to grow this community. By the way, if you are new and you're not quite sure where I am on other platforms, there is the Victoria Marie blog. There's also the Victoria Marie Mighty Network. That's the engagement part of it. We used to be on Facebook. We've now moved to the Mighty Network, which allows us to really engage a whole lot more and connect. So make sure you check that out. Links are posted in the description. I'm also on Instagram, and I do have a business page on Facebook as well. And of course, you know me here on the YouTube channel. Also, if you want to keep up with all the latest and greatest Victoria Marie events and things that are happening, make sure you subscribe to the to the Victoria Marie e-newsletter. So that way you can get that in your mailbox on Wednesday and Friday, in your email box, that is. On Wednesday, I do creative tips and tricks and not recommendations, creative inspiration. And on Fridays is when you get your news update of what's going on here with Victoria Marie Designs. And yes, you are welcome to respond to that giveaway question in the chat. You can respond in the chat, or you can respond in the comment section. Either way. Either way. So thank you for those who asked that question. And thank you for your congratulations. Also, as you are participating in today's live, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed what you've seen. And now is also a great time to subscribe if you've been enjoying this content. All right, I'm going to go to the comments here in just a second. Thank you guys so much for your congratulations. I appreciate that. Scrapbookers forever. Yes, yes, absolutely. Betsy says, from the first video that I watched with Victoria, I fell in love with her sincerity, enthusiasm, and creativity for scrapbooking. Thank you so much. Oh, you're so sweet. Yes, we've had some private PMs. You are absolutely right. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Awesome. So yes, you can respond to that question in the chat, or you can respond to it in the comments section. Hey, Natalie, she says, I made it. Yay. Been watching replays, Natalie. I'm so glad that you're here. Hey, Mickey, what's going on? Yes, 11K. It is, yeah. And I always tell people, you know, my channel didn't grow fast. It was just incremental over a period of time. So if you're someone who wants to do YouTube and sometime in the future, please know that you don't have to have 11,000 people on your channel to be successful. But that nice, slow progression gives you the opportunity to learn a whole lot about growing your community and offering really good content on your channel. So awesome. So go ahead and respond to that question either in the chat or the comment section. The question for the giveaway is, tell me what your favorite scrapbook design technique is and why. And I will be drawing a winner during next week's live. Alrighty, so there's that. Yes, so excited, so excited. I'm so looking forward to more folks joining the Victoria Marie Scrap Boss community. We have a lot of fun here. If you didn't know, I host virtual crops. I've been doing so since the start of or I guess in the middle of the pandemic, the start of the pandemic. When did we start the virtual crops? Was it August that we did the first one? I can't remember. Anyway, we started sometime in the summer and we've just kept it going. The next virtual crop is going to be coming up at the end of the month. Make sure you subscribe to the Victoria Marie e-newsletter so you can get all the latest and greatest. Registration opens on the 17th of February. The crop is on the 26th through the 28th. So it's all online. You don't have to leave your house. You just stay home and you get your snacks and your drinks and you come and hang out with us. The crop has challenges. We do live sessions as well where we scrap and chat. There's going to be a mini class, which I'll reveal that information. And the February one is called the Scrapper Bowl. So it's sports themed. So those of you who like sports, of any kind, you're going to love it. However, there are challenges for everybody. So you don't have to like sports to participate. Like that's not a prerequisite. That's just a little fun theme. So grab your, whatever it is that represents your team or the sport that you love. We're going to have a lot of fun. More details are going to be posted on the 17th on the Victoria Marie blog. So 2 things you need to do so you can stay informed. 1, subscribe to the blog. 2, subscribe to my e-newsletter, because that's the best way to get information about what's going on. Heather says, the crops are so fun. They are. They are. Heather, I think you've been to pretty much all of the crops so far, yeah? The crops are hosted on the Victoria Marie Mighty Network. I provide all the information that you need if you're new to the Mighty Network platform. It's a little bit different than Facebook and other platforms, but once you get the gist of it, it's really cool. All of my crops are hosted as groups on the platform. So once you register, you get admitted into the crop group, and that's where all the challenges and the giveaways and the discussion and the chat and all that, that's where all that will live. So you only have to go to one spot for the crop, and it's really, really, really fun. Okay, so today, let's get into a 12 by 12. I was really super prepared. By the way, if you've been following me on Instagram, I've been talking about how I've been getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning so that I could get a whole lot of stuff done. And it has been super successful, me getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I have just been productive, just getting it done. I was prepped for this and ready, and so I woke up today with not a whole lot to do this morning, so I'm feeling really good about myself and getting up at 5 a.m. Now, I'm not saying it was easy, and I didn't do it right off the bat. I started in January, and I started getting up just a little bit earlier than what I normally did, and then I eventually have started getting up at 5 o'clock a.m., and it's been fantastic, although I'm exhausted by the end of the day. All right, what am I using for this layout? Let's get into it. If you are in a position to scrapbook right now, grab some stuff, scrapbook with me. If you're just observing or you're at work right now and you're just watching me, because I know a lot of y'all are at work watching me, that's cool too. Or maybe you're at home, but you're supposed to be working, but you're watching me. That's awesome. We won't tell your bosses. We have a universal agreement here in the Victoria Marie Scrapbook, the Victoria Marie Scrap Boss community, that we don't rat on people when they're supposed to be working, but they're actually scrapbooking. I am using the Crystal Kit from Felicity Jane, and I did post a link in the description to Felicity Jane if you're interested in that. I am a Felicity Jane subscriber, and I am an affiliate for them, but I have been a long-time subscriber before I was ever an affiliate. I used to be on their design team for a little bit as well, and you guys all know I love Felicity Jane kits. They're very soft and feminine and all that good stuff, so make sure you check it out. And I also posted a link to some of the tools that I'll be using as well, so you can click on the link and check that out. So I was smart. I pre-typed my journaling already. This layout is called Preteen. I think it's going to be called Preteen Room Glow Up or Room Glow Up. We just recently painted Corinne's room, my daughter Corinne, who is going to be 11 years old next Monday. Those of you who have followed me for a while, you guys remember when Corinne was little Corinne? Now she's like 11. You want to come say hi?
Sure.
Come say hi.
I like my petticoat.
I know. We just bought her a cute vintage dress, and so she's playing around with her petticoat. Patricia said, snitches get stitches. You got that right. Sarah, that's right, too. Absolutely. All right, hold on just a second. Let's see, you got to come a little bit. Let's see if it'll get you in. Hello.
A little too close.
It'll eventually, it's got to catch up.
Oh.
It's got to catch up. Carol, you can post it in both the chat and the comment section. You can post the response to the giveaway to the chat in the comment section. All right, you want to say hi?
Howdy.
So this little one's going to be 11 years old on Monday.
And I got a pretty dress for it, too.
Yes, she got a very pretty dress. We're into vintage clothing and dresses, and we bought her a cute little vintage dress from Amazon to wear on her birthday. So how do you feel about turning 11?
I like the surprises that will come, the dress I'm wearing, but the actual 1-1 thing,
not so much. She's not too excited about getting older, and I've come to find out, having conversations with other of my friends who have kids around her age, their kids feel the same way. They don't want to get older, which I say, hey, there's no rush to getting older. Everyone's saying, hello.
Hi.
Hello. So she is going to be 11. I can't even believe it. It just seems like yesterday you were just this little tiny 5-pound little baby, and now you're almost as tall as I am.
Yeah.
So we're going to be celebrating at, actually, she has a surprise coming, which she doesn't know about.
Yes.
We were supposed to this weekend have an outdoor birthday party at the park, something safe, just 3 of her friends, 4 friends.
Yeah, 4.
Mask outside at a park. We were going to do box lunches, and of course Texas decided it was going to be super cold. So we are postponing that part.
So hopefully next week.
We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Monday is her birthday. We're going to go to Cheesecake Factory. She's going to have a birthday slice and her favorite meal, which is salmon.
And mashed potatoes.
And broccoli.
Yes.
And
one of my favorites. One
of her favorite meals. And we're going to have cheesecake, right?
Yes, I love cheesecake.
To celebrate on the day of her birthday. Then me and Aubrey have a special birthday surprise for her, which she won't know about until March, like the first week of March. This particular thing we couldn't do because I'm trying not to spoil it. There wasn't room at this particular thing that we wanted to do, so we're having to wait until the first week of March to do that special thing. But I think you're going to be super. She's been wanting to know what it is, but I won't tell her.
You told me a while in advance,
yeah.
Which is one of the biggest mistakes you can do.
I know.
Because then it gets me wondering and keeps me up at night. So it's like we're slowly eating at me.
We're building the suspense. You're going to love it.
I don't think building is what to put it. I think it's been built for a couple of years.
Let's see. Margaret says she's older. You aren't. You got that right. You got that right.
Really? Wait.
Mickey says, I'm going to Cheesecake Factory with my friends and boss on Saturday. So excited. That's awesome. Oh. Mandy says, I've been watching Corinne grow up. A few years ago, I kept hoping you and Bree would surprise us with a new bundle. Oh, Lord, Mandy. Nope. One and done, baby. One. I have the capacity to be the mother of one child.
And I have the capacity to be an only child.
Yes, you have. You have the capacity to be an only child. So anyway, so she's going to be 11. Those of you who've been with me for a while, you've seen little Rennie. I did have a couple of videos of her doing her own process video a few years ago, but I took them down after the whole COPA regulation thing with YouTube and content for kids and advertising was crazy.
And I'd love to do another one. I really would love to.
Maybe we will, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see because I know that the guidelines are very strict when it comes to kids and content. So we'll see. She is my mini-me. She is my mini-me for sure. Yes. For sure. Alrighty. So anyway, you want to say bye to everyone. She'll see you around.
Bye.
We're going to go ahead and get started on this layout. This 11-year-old.
Have fun. Try not to mess it up.
I'm going to try not to mess it up. Get out of here.
Bye, Mom.
Bye, baby. So anyway, my mini-me. Can you guys believe that? 11 years old. 11 years old. I can't even. So, and speaking of, we just recently did her bedroom. We were redoing her bedroom. We painted her walls. She wanted pink. I was a little scared about the pink because pink can go really wrong in a room, right? Those of you who have painted a room pink, pink can go very wrong. So she wanted to do more of a rose gold. So we picked out a really pretty color from Sherwin-Williams. We painted two of her walls, the pink color that she selected. And then we painted the other two kind of an off-white type color, which looked really pretty. And then she got new bedding for her bed and got new curtains. And we've got just a few more things to kind of round it out. We got to get her a lamp. Also have to get some new lighting in her room because she doesn't have the best lighting in her room. So we're slowly working on finishing it up. So meanwhile, I took pictures, of course, while we were painting. And what I did was I used my PicFrame app to resize the photos because my thought was I was going to make this grid design on this layout. So I've got some elements here from Felicity Jane. This is from the Crystal scrapbooking kit. If you're interested in what I'm using, or if you're interested just in Felicity Jane in general, I did post a link in the description. So make sure you go and check that out. So I have little houses here. I'm trying to use up as much as I can of this kit. I have a tag, which I'm thinking the journaling is going to go on. I think that's, did I cut the tag for that reason? I can't remember now. I prepped this a few days ago. Now I'm trying to remember what I have it for. But it may just be for embellishing. I'm not sure. I have some little die cut pieces, some chipboard, my photos that are printed, resized and printed to, this is roughly 3x3. And I mention this a lot in pretty much every video or live, but I use an app called PicFrame to resize the photos. And I wanted them smaller because I want to get a lot on the page, and I wanted to be able to do this grid design. So you're going to see how that comes together here in just a second. So I have that. I also have some other embellishments and things I might use. I don't think I'm going to use that. That's a little sticky pad. So some more die cuts. This is actually from, I think their Cocoa collection, but it goes really nice with the Crystal collection. There's also some wood veneer. I have some little chipboard pieces that may or may not get used. I have these charms, which usually I don't always use charms on a scrapbook page, so I've been really challenging myself to do that. Not sure if I'm going to do any stamping on this one. And then, of course, I have some puffy stickers that I'll use as well. So I'm going to see where I go with this project today. Again, if you are so inclined, grab a project and let's make something. Get the weekend started off right. Okay, so let me get set up here. And you guys know that I have this little tray organizer I bought it Tuesday morning. So I like to just set up my embellishments so I can see what I have and spread things out in the whole nine. I'm going to set that to the side. Got my little tray. Went ahead and pre-typed my journaling on my computer. I just use Microsoft Word. I create a text box and I size it to however big the space is on my layout that I need it to be sized. And then I type up the journaling, and what I'll do is I'll cut this out. Now, I printed this on layering vellum from Hero Arts. It is my all-time favorite vellum. It's nice and thick. You're able to print on it, and it's hard to see adhesive behind the vellum when you put it on your layout. I love this layering vellum. It's from Hero Arts. And so what I do is I just run this through my printer and print out my journaling. And this is like one of my preferred ways to journal. So I'm going to set that there to the side. I'm going to build up the background. I've got some pattern papers here that I've been cutting into, trying to really use up this kit. But this is what I have left of it. I love that pink and white gingham. There's some florals here. This is kind of all the pattern papers that came with this particular collection. There may still be some available. So go to the Felicity Jane website, and what they do is they have it organized by collection name. So you can go through and you can look to see if they still have some more of the crystal left, if you like it. Love the colors. They're so subtle. So what I did to prepare was I have this wood grain, this wood grain pattern paper with this mustard color white stripe on the back. And then I am going to take a piece of the double-sided solid cardstock. With Felicity Jane kits, you get double-sided solid cardstock. So usually on one part of it, you have the light color. On the other part, you have the darker color. I'm going to use the lighter color because it's reminiscent of the color of her bedroom wall. This is kind of what it looks like, the pink that we had. And it doesn't nauseate me, so I'm very excited about that. And then a piece of white thick cardstock from American Crafts. So notice I'm kind of doing this double mat here on this 12 by 12. Tammy says, what type of photo printer do you use? I use a Epson PictureMate is what I use. Epson PictureMate Charm. Okay, so let's go ahead and get the layout started. I always, of course, like to start with the foundation, which is the background of the layout. And I'm going to get that going. I trim this down, this piece of pattern, or this piece of solid cardstock, to about 11.5. So the wood grain is 12 by 12. This piece of pink, kind of rose gold color, is 11.5. And then the next piece, I believe, I trim down to, let's see, this would be about 10.5 or so. I got a centering ruler. I'm so excited. I've been wanting one of those for quite a while. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this on here as well. Now I've got this nice double mat, and I'm good to go. If I wanted to get fancy with this, I would do some stitching, but I'm not doing that today because, well, my sewing machine don't work. So there we go. Alrighty, so I've got my photos here. And what I do is I go into my Pick Frame app. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that one. And I pick out one of their frame designs. And this particular frame design, I believe it was where you could print your photos with like 6 3x3 photos, something like that. I believe that's what it was. In any event, I cut them up, and they have the white border around it. Initially, I thought I was going to use all 6 of these photos, and what I have here are photos of the room painted, us in progress, Corinne painting, her falling asleep after the paint job because we were really busy, a photo of my hand as well. But I think what I want to do to kind of keep it balanced, with a grid you can do all kinds of things. You can do like rows and columns with the same number of elements. So here we have 2 rows with 3 and 2 rows and 3 columns. I can extend it out and add some more photos if I want to. I kind of want to do something a little bit different and kind of offset the photos a little bit to where they're kind of like spread out across the page. And kind of going from when we started the paint job to when we finished the paint job. And I'm just going to shift the rows and columns, and then I'll be able to fill in the other spots here with embellishments and whatnot, like the tag or whatever. So now I'm trying to remember how I had this. So I think I moved this over here. Now the cool thing about a grid is that it doesn't have to be super linear. You can do a grid in any fashion. And I think this is just a tried and true way to not only get a lot of photos, but to just do something a little bit different on your scrapbook layouts. I can't remember if this is how I had it, but I'm just going to kind of go with it. I'm going to go ahead and trim out my journaling here because this is a part of that design. I thought at first with the tag I was going to layer the journaling on the tag, but that's not the case. I'm using my Tonic trimmer, guillotine trimmer. It's going to give you a precision cut. This is, I did link to the trimmer and a couple other things that I'm using under the tools link in the description, so if you want to check that out. People are always asking me if they should buy the trimmer. I say yes, I think it's a fantastic trimmer. I've been using it for probably over a year now, maybe 2 years, and I absolutely love it. What do I do with these extra vellum pieces? I save them. I put them right back in the package that I took them out. And I save them for like when I'm doing card making, or if I want to add something else with a vellum something on it, I save these pieces and I use them. Okay, so now I'm going to come back over and try to remember how I had this initially. I think I put these two photos here, shifted those over so I can add the journaling, and then had like, I think I did something like this. I think the idea was I was going to put the title on the tag. And the tag I just made using the pattern paper from the kit. And, oh, let me show you something really cool. So I just cut the tag when I was in preparation for this. This is about 4.5 by roughly maybe 2, a little bit over 2.5 is what I cut the piece of paper down to. And you can either hand cut the corners. Of course, I do have one of those We Are Memory Keepers tag punches, which is great. But I also have, and I think I featured this in a video, one of these We Are Memory Keepers punches, these deco punches. And the one with the pink handle has an option for angle or photo. And so all I did when I created my tag was I used the side for angle, and it cut an angle in the corner of my paper. So this is a really great way that you can use tags, right? So let me demonstrate what that looks like. And I think we said, I think the last time I used it, I'm trying to grab a piece of scrap paper here. I demonstrated how to use the tag. So if you're one of those people like me who can't, cut even corners on a tag, then tag punches work. This tool works. This is from We Are Memory Keepers. And you just slip it in there, and it cuts your paper at an angle. So now you can make all the tags you want to. So I absolutely love, love, love this tool. It is so much fun to use. So this one is angle and photo. The photo end of it looks like this. It's going to cut a notch like that. So that's really fun. So I have the tag punch, which I use all the time. When I'm too lazy to get out the tag punch, I'll just cut my own to whatever size tag I want. And then before, I would just hand cut the angles. Now I can just use my tool and cut the angles because I'm a lazy scrapper. So whatever works to make it easier for me, I'm going to use. So We Are Memory Keepers, the deco punches. Scrapbook.com has the full line. You can buy them other places too. Really great tool to have in your arsenal. Now, by the way, if you're new to these parts, people will tell you I enable folks all the time. So don't blame me if you go broke. I'm just saying. All right, I messed up my design here. Let's go ahead and get it back. So I think what I did, shift that over, shift this over, pop that in. Your grid doesn't always just have to be photos. It can be photos and elements, and you can have as much white space around your elements as you want to. I usually like to have a little bit of white space so it looks like the elements are kind of floating on the page, and I kind of like that. But you can move them in together a little bit closer if you want. You can even layer them up if you want to as well. I kind of like a little white space in between my elements. Now, here's where you can kind of zhuzh it up a bit. Add some foam behind some of your elements. Give it some dimension so it looks like it's popping up. Kelly says, you're the best enabler out there. You got that right. It's my superhero power. Okay, so I don't need to overthink this anymore. I think for sure the title's going to go here, and I hope it fits because the title is going to be Room Glow Up. So I hope it fits there. Now, where am I going to embellish? I have an area, a spot here. I could probably do some embellishing here. I can probably do some embellishing off the tag, but we'll see where this goes. Alrighty, so I know that I'm just going to go ahead and take this and glue this down. If you really want to really make it pop, you can add some pattern paper behind some of your photos, which I think for this I'm going to do because that white is making things look a little bit stale. So let's see, do I have enough of this pattern paper? I do. So I'm going to take this little photo here. I'm going to mount it on this pink and white gingham. I love using pink on pages about Corinne. Also, by the way, your grids don't have to be even either. You can have some elements that are smaller than others or larger than others on your grid, depending on the design of grid that you want. I just want a little bit of this pink showing. Let me make sure that I get this. See, I always glue down before I probably should. And then I'm like pulling things up. That's just kind of how I roll. Okay. There we go. I'm just going to cut that just a little bit more. Just trim it. There we go. Let me know in the comment section if you like making grid designs. There we go. I'm going to make that pop just a little bit more. And I think what I'll do next is I'll put a little piece of paper behind this photo here. So I'm going to look at my little scrappy scraps that I have. Is that one too? Oh, yeah, it's too. I think that strip might be too small. Yeah, it's too small. That's all right. I want to try to get a little bit of black and white in there. Oh, this one's perfect. Yeah, I can do that. That's that little speckled black and white. I can do that. So let me move Buddy out the way here. And I'm trying to keep my space clean and clear as I work. And let's go ahead and glue this paper on, or glue the photo here. No, I guess it's going to have to work. No, I don't like that spot. I'm trying to find a spot where I get a good amount of the black and white spots around the photo. Okay, let's trim this up. Will this fit in here? Yeah, it will. Barely. Let me move that out the way. Little wonky scrap of paper here, and I'm going to get this trimmed down. Let me know in the comment section if you like working on grid layouts. It is my go-to, and it has been for many, many years. And then you can get really, really cool with your grids by trying different configurations of your grid design. It doesn't always have to be super linear. Get this cut out. So I have a little bit of black and white behind the photo. There we go. Making sure I have these spaced the way that I want them. A little bit of room, a little bit of white space. Okay. So now, let's move these pieces out the way. Are you someone who hangs on to every scrap? Like, are you hanging on to these little tiny pieces? I usually don't, but some people do. Now, I have this little border strip here that I thought I would put on the layout as a grounding element, and I'm not quite sure if I want to put it here or what. So I'll come back to that here in just a second. Okay, so let's get these lined up again the way that I want them to. And what I'm going to do now is we're going to add some dimension. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to add some foam. Okay, let's add some foam. So here's my little foam dilly bob. I'm going to grab some of these guys here. And let's go ahead and start popping it up. Trying to look at the comments here. Your grid can be whatever you want it to be. This is a really great way if you're those of you who like using multiple photos and you don't want to commit to like a 2-pager, or if you want to use smaller photos, this is fantastic. You can make a grid using various types or size of photos if you want to. It doesn't all have to be like a 3x3 or 4x4. You can even do a grid with a 3x4 photo if you want to. You can pop in a 4x6 and then have smaller photos surrounding that. And there's tons of scrapbook sketches out there, free scrapbook sketches actually, that feature grid designs. You can just Google grid design on a scrapbook page or whatever, scrapbook grid designs, and come up with something. Mickey says, I have iris containers of scrap, small, medium, and large. For those of you who kind of hang on to your scraps, do you use them? Because that's the important thing. I don't like saving scraps just to save scraps. I'm going to save them so I can use them. And I do trim them down to workable sizes. Now, as you're doing your grid design, remember that you can pop up some of these elements so that you have some interest, right? A little bit of height and dimension. So I'm going to also pop up this tag. And notice I have it kind of doing this number here. It's almost creating like a visual triangle with that dimension that's going on. I go through a lot of foam because I use a ton of it. A ton of it. Okay, I'm kind of liking how this is going here. I wish, you know what, I might do some hand stitching on this as well. And had I been a little bit more planful, I would have maybe tried doing a hand stitch grid lines going in between the elements. That would have been really fun too. I think I may have done that once before on another project. Okay, so you're probably wondering how you're going to put this vellum down. With this vellum, there is adhesive that's specifically designed to use behind vellum so that it doesn't show. So I think you can Google like vellum tape or something like that. This particular vellum is great because if I did put a little bit of adhesive behind it, you can't see it, which is fantastic. Also, too, I have some typed printing on there. But if the element fits, I like to run it through my Xyron, or I'll put some kind of double-sided adhesive behind my vellum pieces so that it has a smooth coat of adhesive. This particular element won't fit in this size of Xyron sticker maker. If I had a larger one, that would be fine. But that's usually how I would adhere on vellum, is doing that. For this purpose, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive here on the back and pop that on my page. You can also staple. If you like doing that type of thing, you can use your tiny attacher and staple that on, or just a regular stapler and just staple it on. Okay, so there we go. We've got the grid design, and with some of the elements popped up, it makes the grid even more interesting. Let's work on the title. I'm going to use these letters. They're from the Crystal collection from Felicity Jane. I was going to call them something else. So let's see if I have enough letters to put Room Glow Up. Let's hope so. Because then I'm going to have to change, if I don't, to change the title. I think I do. Has it ever happened to you, you run out of letters? Like, I can't get my mind to look at letters and figure out how to make other letters from the remaining letters that I have. So when I run out of a letter, I'm like, forget it. I'm just going to have to get a different font because I'm not trying to extend that much brain power. I'm trying to figure out how to make another letter. out of the letters that I have remaining. Some people are really good at that. Like, they'll look at something like, oh, I don't have an E. I can make an E out of a whatever, and then they make the E. I can't do that. It would take me forever. Some letters are pretty easy to do, but others not so much, at least to my brain. All right, so let's go ahead and pop the title. I like putting titles on other elements on my scrapbook pages. I just think it adds a little bit more interest. This might end up being a clean and simple one, guys. Room glow up. That term, the term glow up, just came into my orbit this past year. I kept hearing people say glow up or something like, I can't remember what show that I heard that term. And I'm like, what's a glow up? Now I know. I'm so behind. A zig glue pin for vellum. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Kelly says she MacGyver's letters all the time. That's awesome. Mickey says, I have a ton of stickers. I'm constantly like, I need more letter stickers. Mickey, you and me both. That is my scrapbook obsession is stickers. I have tons of stickers. I just like letter fonts in general. All right, let's keep on popping this up. If you haven't already, and if you're enjoying this live, make sure you hit the thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you like it. Make sure you subscribe so you know each and every time I go live here on the channel. If you just popped in, I'm making a grid design using the crystal kit from Felicity Jane. And there is a link in the description for more information about Felicity Jane. Room glow up. I probably could have used another font style, like mix the font styles, but I didn't think about that when I was putting this together. Alrighty. I love Felicity Jane everything, particularly letter fonts. If there's a company that has a good letter font, rest assured I'm going to have like 10 packs. Like Ellie Studio is one of those. Sarah says, I literally just said out loud, why do I have 0 L's? Exactly. Yes. Heather says, I'm a font and letters numbers junkie. Yep. Absolutely. Carol, I had never heard of that term either. I was like, I don't know what a glow up is. I don't try to keep up. You know, I just do my thing. I know my, sometimes my younger relatives make fun of me because I don't know. Laura's obsessed with alphas. Yes, everyone who's obsessed with alphas, let me know if you are obsessed with alphas. I totally am. And it's not just the alpha stickers. For me, it's also stamps. I can't tell you how many alpha stamps I have. And some of them I don't even use, but I need to. I have a plan to use them for sure. Is glow up one word? Now that we're talking about glow up, like that's one word. Is it together, glow up, or is it 2 words? I don't even know. What is the easiest way to size your photos this small? Couple of ways. If you are someone who likes to use, like say maybe a Photoshop program or something similar, that's one way you can resize your photos. You can also use phone apps or web-based photo editing software. So for instance, I use an app called PicFrame, and it offers you multiple different frames for different size photos that you can just pop in your photo into a frame, save it to your camera roll, and print it out. There are web-based or other apps that you can install on or you can download on your phone, and you can use that to resize your photos, whatever size that you need to be resized. I also use PicMonkey. I've been a long time user of PicMonkey, even when it was free. And so I think now you have to pay a subscription, but there's other web-based programs that are free that you can go and resize your photos. So you don't need to use like a Photoshop or Adobe anything if you're not familiar with that. You can use a web-based service or a website or use a phone app if you're, say for instance, you're taking your photos on your phone. I found that to be the easiest way to resize my photos. Have we decided if glow up is 1 word or 2 words? I don't even know. I'm just gonna, is it hyphenated? Glow up, is it hyphenated? It might be hyphenated. Okay, well, I'll fix that. I'll figure that out. I don't think I have a hyphen. I could probably make one out of something here in the paper pack, or in the letter pack. where are our I think it might be hyphenated. Glow up. See, now I need to look that up because I don't even know. Okay, team, we'll figure it out. I'm just going to put the P down because some of you are probably like, would you just put the P down now? Okay, the P is down. The letter P, that is. Okay, the letter P. Okay, so we're just going to do that, and if it's hyphenated, then I'll hyphenate it. If it's not, and it's just 2 words, then I'll do that. You just never know what some of this invented language that we have, some new terms that come up. All right, moving on. Let's get some embellishments on this puppy. So I have some houses. I have a little plant. I'm trying to decide what I want to put where. And I have a label. I thought about putting the label here and then stamping something, but we'll see. We're just kind of spitballing here. Maybe these 2 little houses will go here on the tag. I'm liking that. Yes, yes, and yes. Let's do that. The embellishing doesn't have to be complicated, right? And then, you know what we're going to do? We are going to layer this little house right here. We're finally getting around doing some home projects, so that's great. Corinne's room was one of them. I have a little bitty heart, and I thought about putting that here. But we'll see. Okay, so now I have another little house that I'm going to put there. Or am I going to put her here? I kind of like the idea of putting it here. Just kind of tucking it there. Okay. I have this little banner that says home is my happy place. And I thought about putting that here on the tag. Just kind of fill up that space. I initially thought I was going to put it here. But then that seems like it kind of interferes. And then I thought I would put it up here. Which I kind of like that too. I have this little plant, which is adorable. And I'm down to the embellishment pack here with just a few items left. So I'm trying to make what I have left work. I have this little ampersand that I thought about putting there. This is going to be a very soft composition, I think. All right, let's see what else we got here. I don't have a ton of little embellishments left. I'm going to set out the stamp set because I'm not sure if I'm going to use that or not. Usually when I get down to the last bits, I try to use up, before I start incorporating it into my stash, I try to use up as much as I possibly can. So this forces me to get creative with the elements that I have remaining. Okay, guys, so I really like the little banner up here, but I also like it down here too. I think I'm going to put it here because what I'm seeing here is sort of this natural visual triangle going from the little planter over here and over here. You see what I'm saying? That visual triangle there? Yeah. Okay, we're definitely going to do that. So let's get some foamies, some little foam. I'm going to put a little bit underneath or at the bottom. And since, we're painting her room, this is a home-based layout. I felt really good about using that particular label. I'm going to add some adhesive here. By the way, if you have to leave and you won't be able to catch the end of this, no worries. The live streams are always recorded. And they will be available here. YouTube will usually pop it up within about, usually it's pretty quick, less than an hour, I think. They'll pop it up here on the channel for a replay. So you can always come here and catch the replay. Okay, so there's that. And I'm pretty sure I want this little plant up here. And I'm going to see if I have another little house just to add some continuity. And let's see. Trying to see if there is a stamp I want to use. Or maybe there's a label. I wanted to stamp something here. There's a stamp that says, "This made me smile today." And there's one that says, "The simple stuff." Let me see if either one of those will fit. If you're not familiar with Felicity Jane kits, they all come with a stamp, which is phenomenal. Oh yeah, that fits. And then that gives me space to put something else there. Notice I'm using very muted colors, right? I absolutely love this. Okay, so I think what I need to do is I'm going to grab some ink. How about we do some archival? I was just thinking the other day, as somebody asked me if I've ever done a class on stamping or stamping inks specifically, and I do have a Stamping Like a Boss class, but I don't have a class where I've gone in depth about stamps and the stamping properties, so I think I might do that. Do a weekender class. How would you guys like that? Something like that, a little weekend workshop where you learn about stamping inks, what their properties are and how to use them? Let me know. I'll be more than happy to design something. It'll be a weekender class. Whew, excuse me. I'm just testing out the stamp here. I think I'm ready to commit. There we go. That may not have been the right ink for me to use. I should have used a StazOn ink because I didn't realize that this label had a slick surface to it. And with StazOn, it's designed to be used on slick surfaces. And I use archival, but hopefully it'll dry pretty quick here. So it doesn't smear. There are differences to how inks perform, for sure. Different inks for different purposes. Some of you are interested in that. Yes, yes, yes. I'm all about techniques this year, guys. Right? Learning the techniques, doing the things, and immediately applying the techniques. How many times have we taken classes and never finished them or never applied the techniques, even if we did finish them, right? So let's do that. Angie says, glow up is kind of a mix of between a makeover and an upgrade. Huh. That is good to know. That is good to know. Hello, everyone who just joined us. So I'm going to stick this here. And I want to make sure that it's dry. I don't think I want to touch it. I want to make sure that it's dry. Okay, let's see. Okay. I added just a teeny bit of adhesive. I'm just going to set it down very gently. I'm not going to use my fingers. I'm going to use my pokey tool. Okay. There. I need another little house. And I don't know if I have a black one, but I don't want to use a black one. I don't think. I think it might be a little bit too heavy. I might have to stamp out one and fussy cut it. Well, I don't know. I might like the black one. I might actually like the black one. Actually, let's add some dimension and pop them up. Let's do that. There we go. That kind of balances that out, I think. Okay, never mind. Second guessed myself, folks. Sometimes you just got to put it down. Absolutely. Tons of inks and stamps I never use. Love to buy. So ink and stamping class would be great. Awesome. You're totally inspiring me. Working on a grid layout. 2 4x6 photos and of different orientations. Yes, absolutely. You don't have to make your photo smaller to do a grid design. So if you want to use a 4x6 and you want to do a grid or maybe spread out your grid over a 2-page layout, you absolutely can do that. You can also mix the sizes of photos and elements that you have. So if you want to use like a a 4x6 photo with 2 3x4 photos, or 2 3x4 photos with a 4x4 photo or whatnot, then mix it up and have some fun with it. Sometimes what I'll do, guys, is I will take some scrap paper and I'll cut it down to different sizes, and then I'll play around with orientation before I actually print and resize the photos. I always worry that I won't get StazOn off my stamp. It smells good, though. It does. The StazOn ink does smell good. It will stain your stamp, but it doesn't impact the performance of your stamp, by the way. There is StazOn cleaner that you can use to clean the ink off of StazOn, but there are other inks like your dye-based inks and stuff like that where it will stain, but it doesn't impact the performance of your stamp. So don't worry about getting your stamps stained. There are products on the market that help with that, to either remove the ink or to remove a good majority of it if you're worried about the ink staining your stamp. So you can definitely check that out. Okay, so next up, I'm going to add just a little bit more adhesive. Let's go ahead and round this out. I think what would really be nice is some stitching right around here. But I haven't committed to either stitching by hand or doing some faux stitching, because I do have a stamp that provides some faux stitching. So next up I have these little charms, and they are almost used up. So I thought about adding one here or somewhere here. It has a little piece of foam that's supposed to go with it, but it did not. Let's pop that there. So that maybe can go here. And then there's another little one with a tiny house on it. I'm trying to use up this stuff, you know, guys? Just trying to use it up. And there's another one, it has green on it, which I guess I don't mind that too much. Oh, that'd be cute. Kind of replace the O. But it's almost like I need others to make that work. I'm trying to decide how I want to do that. I'll leave that there for now. Because then I'm a part of the empty package club, right? Then I'd have these done. I have absolutely no other green on this page, though. Maybe I have to fix that in some way. But I guess it doesn't really matter, really. It's not, like, overwhelming. Okay, so let's bring in a heart. I think I'm going to put the heart right here. Yeah, let's do that. This is super subtle. Very muted colors. Those of you who like muted colors, check out Felicity Jane. There are some kits that have some brighter colors, but I mean, these colors are just really, really pretty. And it goes kind of with the colors of my photo. I think I do want to do some faux stitching around here. I don't have the stamp close to me, but what I'm going to do is if I decide to do that, I'm going to add it off camera, and then when I post it to Instagram or whatever, you'll be able to see where I did the stitching. But I feel like it needs a little something else. But if you like clean design, like you don't like a whole lot of things on your layout, this is definitely the way to go. Using more muted colors. I'm definitely playing off the colors in the photo, which I don't always do. When I am scrapbooking, I just kind of pick a kit and go. But I'm really liking the way this whole grid sort of set up itself. I really, really like that. I feel like I need something else over here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use that. But I want to use it. I need to use it in some way. I don't know yet. I'll figure that out. I'm just going to leave it where I had it. I thought about it has a little hole here. So I thought about just adding some little twine or something and having that kind of stick out. We'll see. I'm just going to leave that there for now because I don't even know. Okay, this is an empty package. Yay. I'm trying to see if there's any other green. I have a little tab that I cut from another package, another project. What if I added that in some way? Oh, okay. I do need to put the date somewhere. What if I added that here? Or somewhere. I don't know. Something is telling me I need to use this tab. In some way. I don't want it here. Do I want it here? I don't know. Okay, I'll come back to that. I'm not going to bounce it around the page and like overthink it, so I'll come back to that. There is maybe one other thing I wanted to add, and I'm not seeing it. Oh yes, here we go. I wanted something else on that top label. So I have a pink heart. Let me see if I have a green one. Ooh, let's see if I do or not. Oh, the possibilities. Let's find out. I'm going to be done with this one. You know when you get down to that last little bit and you're like, I need this thing to go with this thing and I need it all to work? That's me right now. That's what I'm having. I just need that last little thing. Okay. Yas. Or do I want this one here? Nope. 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 I like that there. This can go here. Still need something here. That's tone on tone. Maybe that goes there. This goes here. You don't know until you start moving stuff around, right? Try it. What's the worst thing you can do? Have to pull it up if it's not stuck on permanently? Who knows? This is turning out to be super clean, guys. Super clean. Super clean and simple. They don't all have to be overly embellished with tons of color and stuff, right? Story's primary, at least in my world. Yas! Love it. Are we done? Let's be done. Let's be done. Alrighty, guys. Still not sure about this one down here, but, you know, we'll see. Completed grid layout using Felicity Jane products from the Crystal Kit. We're still trying to decide if Glow Up is hyphenated or not. So yeah, I love the way this came out. I think I'm definitely going to add some faux stitching. I have a stamp from Bo Bunny that's called Stitches or Stitching or something like that. It's somewhere over in my stamps. I'm not going to dig it out right now. But I think I'm definitely going to add the faux stitching around the white part of the layout just to kind of ground it a little bit. But I hope that this inspired you to create a grid design on maybe your next scrapbook layout. This is, I tell you what, I always go for a grid when I'm not feeling all like I want to design something. I just need a straightforward design that is also versatile. So I could do all the same size column and row. I can kind of offset it a little bit to add some interest, add some dimension behind some of the elements, creating clusters as part of the overall grid design. I mean, there's so many things that you can do. Sarah says, I'm sure I got lost in the chat, but glow up is 2 words. A few of us Googled it. Thank you. Okay, so that means we need to move this guy. Move the U and the P. Thank you guys for, see, teamwork makes the dream work. Thanks, guys. I did miss that in the chat above, so thank you, Sarah, for mentioning that. See, y'all keep me straight. I love it. We can't have Victoria going around not knowing how to spell things on her layouts, right? All right, so I add a little bit of space there. Glow up. 2 words. You just never know. You just never know. Gonna use my little pokey tool to kind of get that into place. Room glow up. All right. There we are. Okay, love the page, Victoria. Thank you. I could have probably put this in between glow and up if it was hyphenated. That's a really good idea, Joyce, for sure. Okay, let me go back up real quick. I think we've established that it's 2 words. Thanks, guys. Mickey says, just subscribe to PicMonkey. Fantastic. They just updated their site interface and are offering, so there should be a lot of really fun features there that you can use. Thank you, everybody who has confirmed that it is, in fact, 2 words. Yes, thank you, Carol, for consulting Urban Dictionary. Absolutely. Let's see. Anything else? I'm trying to see if there's any other questions. Yes, I love empty packages too, Barb, for sure. Gives you an excuse to buy some new stuff. You got that right. So this package is empty. I'm very happy about that. I'm very, very happy about that. Let me know if you've been inspired by this. If you haven't tried a grid design, I hope you do. Or if you have and you're looking for different ways to kind of do it, design a grid design. Of course, it doesn't have to be completely linear. You can do whatever you want to. I hope that this inspired you to give it a shot. This is a perfect go-to. Like, not all your layouts have to be masterpieces or original designs, right? Get your little set of your go-tos, and it's okay. No one's going to look at your albums and go, oh my God, you're using the same style of design. No one's going to do that, right? No one's going to do that. Sarah says, I've been checking the FJ site, Felicity Jane, and love the kits, but I hate the mustard yellow that's included in many. It throws me off. Well, remember, particularly for the pattern papers and the mustard yellow, have B-sides, right? So there's always that 2-sided pattern paper. You can use either or if you're not particularly crazy about the mustard yellow, but I get it. Glad you guys love it. Great 5-photo layout. Yes, this is a perfect way to add more photos to your project. So whether you scale the photo down, you edit it down and make it smaller, or you can put in a 4x6 with other smaller ones, or use a 4x6 if you want to. There's only so much that you can put on a 12x12 spread using 4x6 photos without it being too photo crowded. So if you want to extend that out to a 2-pager, or do a grid on one side and then maybe add a pocket page to it and kind of add a different element, you can do all kinds of stuff if you're really, really liking the grid design, or if you want to use more photos on a layout. Those of you like me who are 1-page scrappers primarily, this is a great way to get more than 1 photo on a layout. And for those of you who do not like just scrapbooking 1 photo, this is a really great way too. All right, folks. Thank you so much for joining me today. We are celebrating 11,000 subscribers here on the Victoria Marie YouTube channel. Thank you for your continued support. If you want to be a part of the giveaway, which is I'm giving away 2 $25 e-gift cards to scrapbook.com. Go to the description of the live. It'll tell you what the directions are, and that is in the comments or in the chat. But I think that once this is no longer live, you'll have to post in the comments. Answer the question, what is your favorite scrapbook design and why? And winners will be chosen randomly. So when you post, that'll make you eligible. When you answer the question, that'll make you eligible to win one of 2 $25 e-gift cards to scrapbook.com. So make sure that you participate in that. So maybe perhaps you will win. Thank you guys for your continued support of Victoria Marie Designs. The channel is continuing to grow. Our community is continuing to grow. Make sure that you find me on Instagram, Facebook, the new Victoria Marie Mighty Network. Subscribe to the blog and the e-newsletter. What's coming up next, of course, we have our live next week where I will announce the winner of the 11K subby giveaway, and I'll have another project that I'll be doing live with you guys. And then on the 26th through the 28th, we are having the Scrapper Bowl online virtual crop. So if you want to come and hang out, have some really fun scrapbook challenges. The crop's going to be sports themed, but you don't have to like sports in order to join us. There's going to be something for everyone. Stay tuned for that information to be available on February February 17th on the Victoria Marie blog. So you want to subscribe to the e-newsletter, subscribe to the blog, so you'll be notified when that information is posted. Come and join us. We have fun. We have tons of challenges, giveaways. We also do scrap and chats, which is by far the most popular feature of the online virtual crop, is to be able to talk to other people while you're scrapping. And this is important because a lot of us can't get out and do those crops and things, and you don't have to pack anything. You can just participate in the comfort of your own home. The online virtual crops are $7.99 USD. Great deal. Come and hang out with us. It's a lot of fun, and meet other scrappers as well. So thank you guys. I love you for all your support. 11,000 subscribers. Let's continue to grow the channel and grow this community. If you have any questions about anything I featured here in this live, make sure you post it in the comment section. If you are interested in Felicity Jane, there is a link that's posted. I also posted a link to some of the tools that I used in this live, so make sure you check out that link as well, and make sure that you follow me on all my socials. I will see you guys next Friday, same time, 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Put that on your calendar. Make sure you have a reminder on your phone, wherever you need to be reminded, so you can come and join us next week. And then, of course, you can always watch the replay, which should be available hopefully within the next few hours or so. Make sure that you thumbs up this live. That lets YouTube know that you've enjoyed hanging out with me today. And if you haven't already, subscribe. So that way, oh, and also when you subscribe, click the bell. So that way YouTube will let you know each and every time I pop up here on YouTube, whether recorded video or live. I love you guys so much. Have a fabulous weekend. Do something creative for yourself today or this weekend. Take the time. You deserve it. I will see you guys next week. Same channel, same time, 2:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.